Graham, a busy run out for your side tonight.
Yeah, it was an extension of our training programme. I spoke to the players this morning before we trained that we have to train hard in the morning. Tonight's a training session. I know we're playing a real life opposition, but it's an extension of our training day, and we'll train hard again tomorrow. We don't want the games to slow the process we have to do in the training to get our team up to speed as quick as possible. So we worked exceptionally hard this morning. That was the first time the players have had a half-time break and gone out again. So that's an extension again. We'll do the same on Saturday. And we know the process of going through. There's things we could do better. There's things that we did quite well. But it's just another training session.
I suppose in those situations you don't really look too much into the results then either.
No, I look into the process of building a team that can defend, can attack, and is fit enough. So, if we won 3-0, I'm shrugging my shoulders. I'm looking at the process of what we're doing. Listen, we want to instill a will to win and a winning mentality. But first, we have to get the fitness process going. We have to get the tactical process going. We have to understand who can work when fatigued. Because we will be fatigued at some points in this season when it's a 50-game season. So it's all the sort of an identity process really of us in identifying individuals who need more work on certain aspects and who need to improve the things that we want to put in place.
And when we spoke a couple of weeks ago, you said that you weren't quite ready to be stepping into games. Do you feel like you're in that process now?
Listen, the only game we need to be ready for is the first game of the season. We're going to work exceptionally hard over the next 3.5 weeks until that game. So we'll go into every game that we play until then under a little bit of stress and fatigue because we want to slow the training programme down. We have to be ready for the Wrexham game, not tonight, not Saturday, not the game when we got in Germany, but we do need to see improvement and development and make sure that we're increasing that each day in each game. But this is another day. It's not another game, even though it is. If you know what I mean.
Saw a trialist out there, Josh Morris. What's the situation with him?
Josh is a free agent, and I rang him and asked him if he wanted to come down and train with us because the pre-season had started and he hadn't signed for a club yet. So it was more a case like he'd missed a spell of training at the end of last season. So I said, why don't you come in, get some fitness work and have a look at things and also have a look at you. But so it didn't start off as a trial. Is that all right? What's going on? We're okay. So it was just a case of giving him an opportunity to train with us and get up to speed for pre-season if a club wanted to offer him a contract. So I've done it before with former players. It happened to me as a player when a former manager invited me in to train and get fit. So it's a similar scenario with Josh.
On the recruitment front, you obviously said again a couple of weeks ago when we last spoke that you're trying to look over your side and have you learnt much? You'll obviously have learnt an awful lot and how's the recruitment process going? Yeah,
we learn every day. We don't train in a genteel manner which everyone can handle. We train in an aggressive manner and a stressful manner. So we see who can stress their bodies, who can stress their minds, and who can stay with the challenge. And like I say, tonight was another session for us to assess. But we know where we need to improve the squad or the team. And that is an ongoing process. It won't change. We are still assessing the players that we have here. And like you say, we had a bounce game on Saturday behind closed doors. We've had this tonight. So you can see a lot in training, but a match day experience is another step forward. So you see different things. But we're forming a picture of every individual and the group as a whole. Each day we work with them. Every time we're in their company, we're learning more about how they act in training, how they behave off the pitch with each other in the change room. So we're forming a better picture of what we've got as a group. But we have certain ideas of what we need to bring into the club that isn't already here, as in profile of player, to help us be successful.
hate to dive bomb you on this one, but MJ Williams from Bolton was linked with MK Dons yesterday. Is there any truth to that, or if there is, what's the process going on?
Well, listen, I'll never talk about another club's player. I can talk about Josh. He doesn't belong to anybody, so I won't talk about another club's player. But I'm sure we've been linked with a lot of players over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm sure we'll continue to be linked with other players. As soon as we do something with a player, the fans will be the first people to know, because we want them to be involved in the process. But it's not right to talk about contracted players of other clubs. But we are trying to bring players in.
We also heard, the likes of Sally Kai now trialling with Rotherham. Is that job done then at MK Dons? Because you said a couple of weeks ago there was an offer for him.
Yeah, but like I said, it was in the players' court. We'd spoke to them originally, and but we couldn't wait forever. We had to move on with what we were doing. I didn't know he'd gone there, and if that's the case, then good luck to him. But that's. I haven't had any contact with Sully or his agent, so yeah, it looks like he might be going somewhere else. Yeah,
and I mean, you said, didn't you, that sometimes you just got to move on from these players, and it sounds like that's the end.
Yeah, look, it's I think, players. There's some players know where we stand with them, and they've asked for time or wanted time to look around, decide, speak to other people. That's fine, but we can't. If we identify another player who can do that role, then we can't gamble on losing on 2 players if we feel we can bring good players in. So I feel our recruitment so far has been really good with the players we've brought in, but it will continue. We need to bring in more players, but it's got to be the right players and at the right time.
A trip to Germany coming up next week. Talk me through what you're going to be doing out there.
I think that's an extension again, because we've got the players full time. They don't go home, so we've got them, so to speak. But it'll be, I think, a good time to build the team spirit, build the togetherness. I think.
Does that help for you guys as well to feel a little bit more not ingratiated with the side?
No, 100%. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, being with them all the time. Waking up first thing in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. I didn't tell them that, did I? So they know now. But that sort of thing. Getting up and getting out together, socialising together, meal times, and working all the way through. 3-4 sessions a day for a really intense period. I think it brings people together, because you get over the challenge together. You come back, you've been away, you worked exceptionally hard. You get to know individuals more because you're in each other's company more. And I think it's part of it. This is a team sport, and we have to create a team before we try and do anything else. And it's a big part of it. We've got good characters in there that will support us on that. But I think the more time you spend together, it is a new environment that we're trying to create, and we're new to the club ourselves. So the more time we can spend in each other's company and working on what we have to work on, I think the better we are, better for it. And it's brilliant that we can. The club have committed to that and give us the opportunity to take them away for this camp. We'll have a game at the end of the week while we're over there, and we'll like to see a development on Saturday but we'll like to see a development tomorrow from today, and then a development each day on each individual on what we're trying to understand, and be ready for the start of the season.
And just finally, we'll round out back here again. It must be great to be back out. Albeit in a game that probably didn't matter as a match per se, but to have fans here and to see the MK Dons fans firsthand.
It's a game of football. It's a game of football. It doesn't matter about what the scenario is and everything, but it's for my first opportunity to communicate with some of the supporters before the game, which is great. It's been pretty much isolated. If we were training and everything, we haven't got to games with supporters, and so this is the first opportunity to do that. We're trying to get everyone to look forward rather than back, because that's important. So I'm passing that message on to the supporters, which hopefully they'll pass on to their friends. But listen, we need them with us. So even them coming down tonight is great to come and support us and show us their support. I love the atmosphere of a match, but I love training as well. I love coach journeys. I love being in a team sport. So we'll have more games to enjoy each other's company, and we'll appreciate their support, everything they can give us.